Susan here again, joining you on a beautiful, windy, warm spring day in the West Coast. And today I'm going to walk you through another one of the challenges over at Gingerscraps. This one's a template challenge. And the template challenge is really neat because you get a free template from one of the designers and you do what you want with it. So this particular one today, it's the template challenge number 2 for March, and it was graciously donated by PhotoCowGirl, and this is the template that we're going to use today. We also are going to do something a little bit different with the template because I'm going to use the base of the template, but I'm going to do something and use a kit that really, this looks really pretty, but I'm going to do something that's fun, so a lot of the flowers and things are going to change in it. And this is the kit I'm going to use. It is by Boomer Girl Designs, and it's called The Scientific Method, and it is available at Gingerscraps. And today I'm going to be doing a page with my daughter's science experiment. So I already started it out. I got the pictures and I sized them and got them all ready. Her experiment was to find out what happens when you put oil on a regular piece of paper, when you put it on wax paper, and when you put it on a cardboard, not cardboard, but a paper bag, to see the opacity of the element that you were using, the paper. So we're all ready to go, and I'm going to go get everything set up, and I'll be back and we'll get started. Okay, I have Bridge opened up, and the template that we're going to use, I'm going to go ahead and shut the other pages that we had open. And first, again, like always, I start with the background. And I really like this background right here because it kind of gives you a scientific feel, but it doesn't overwhelm the background. And sometimes the backgrounds, I have a problem with having really busy backgrounds for the background paper. Now, I need to get over that. I need to learn how to work with those a little bit more. I am a little too careful with my scrapping sometimes. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to get myself out of my comfort level, but sometimes it's hard. So I do really like that one a lot. And then I'm going to make a plain one here because I like the contrast and the balance. But who knows? Why don't we try something? Why don't we try something fun and bold and see if maybe that does look good. So I'm going to try this. It's all about experimentation and finding what you like. Now, it's kind of interesting. I'll leave that here for now and see. That possibly could be something that I really like. But I do want to use the scientific things that they have here. This one's another one that might be great for the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it in at the background level, and I'm going to play with it a little bit and see what I like, because then I'll pull it down to the bottom and you can't see it, but if I turn off this one I can see that, and that's really bold and fun. And then turn it back on. So one of the two I'm going to use. Right now I'm going to leave the white one. I'm going to need another background for here. Now maybe I'll use one of those as my plain paper. Let's try orange. Okay, so it kind of pulls the orange in, pulls it there, and I think that's good. Now you see how we have it says the date goes here, up here, and it has the journaling here. Because of the background paper that I have, I'm going to have to do something with that. Maybe use a tag, a journaling box or something, but there's going to be something that I'm going to need to do differently for this so that I can tell the story, because the pictures do tell a story, but they don't tell enough of a story for me to not have journaling on this page. So really, that's all there is for background. I just need to decide if I want to have that background or if I want to have that background. Now that is really bold, and I actually think it says more than that. So I'm actually going to change it to the green. I'm going to get rid of that one. And remember, I also I get rid of the background. And that will be it for the paper. So here's what I have right now. I've left myself at this point, and we'll play around a little bit longer together. But it wasn't working, it wasn't right, and I didn't know why it wasn't right. So rather than sitting around and having you watch me play around, I thought it would be probably a better idea if I just went ahead and got rid of it and started over basically again. So I'm feeling a little bit happier about what I see now. I can't explain why it didn't work for me, but it wasn't working for me, so we'll have to leave it at that. What I did is I took all of the elements here and I pulled it down, so it's a little bit down farther. You'll notice there's not as much room for journaling here as there was, and the date is missing here. I decided to have these two be the same thing, the same background paper, and I went back to the white, and now I'm at the green background paper again, and I think I really like that now. These look awfully big, and I may make all of these smaller, but for right now, I have to worry about what I'm going to do in between these two photos here. So that's where we are. And I'm going to grab some leaves. And I thought I liked the orange, but I really didn't like the orange leaves. I'm actually liking red. So I'm going to try with the red a little bit, and the red will need to go above the papers, but below the photo. Oh, we need to even go below those photos too. Now I unchecked the auto select so that I could see what I'm moving around. And these are really, really big leaves. I might actually even have them go over the photos. Other photos here. I'm going to get the black flower again, because I did like that black flower. And I'm going to put it right about here. Feels big, doesn't it? I'm wondering if maybe I should have a little fun ribbon go down the middle. Obviously it's going to have to be made smaller so it fits into that area. It's a little festive. You know, that might be a nice thing. Curly ribbon there, and curly ribbon there. And it's going to have to go behind the flower. Okay, now that could work. The leaf obviously has to go behind. And I don't think I like that leaf at all. And that's interesting. We pull it to here. Have the flower be here. Now one thing I was thinking about is possibly taking another paper. Oops, went too far. What did I do? What did I do? It's always fun when you lose your place, huh? Okay, I was thinking of having a paper band going down the back behind these. So I'm going to duplicate the black layer because I already have it there. I'm going to pull it over here. And I'm going to make a little band. I'm going to do it at 5 inches and delete that. But whoops, it's a smart object, so I have to rasterize my smart object. So it goes away. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have it be about 2.5 inches. So I'm going to do it again here. Get rid of that. And now I have this band here that can kind of bring some attention down the middle. I'm actually going to make it a little bit smaller because I want it to kind of frame those pictures. Move over here. Like that. Right, now we've got this band here, kind of to make it look like it's going over it. So I need to have a nice drop shadow on that. And then let's see what we got. Oh, I did it again. I went out. I keep going out all the way. I'm sorry. Things just aren't, I'm not at my best today. I'm sorry to say. Maybe get some stitches or Genius Nerdy Science think. Brainy. Let's see what Brainy looks like up here. It's quite big. It's quite large. Make it smaller, obviously. We've got Brainy. Brainy girl. My girl is very brainy. She just doesn't want anybody to know it. She really is not excited about learning. Maybe someday she will. But right now I just need to keep offering her things to do. Scientific experiments to do, math, whatever she needs to do. I need to continue to offer that for her, and someday, hopefully, she will decide she likes it. There we go. You use these as a little way to look like it's holding something down there. We have Brainy Science using analysis and observation. Now let's look at this and see if this needs to go a little smaller. Maybe just a tiny bit. I think that helps. I have a real problem with things being overwhelmingly large. Even in dressing my daughter when she was a little girl, we used to talk about big bows and how I just couldn't handle it. She could not, the big bows in the hair just drove me absolutely wild. I couldn't do it. Alright. So I just love this. The more I study science, the more I believe in God. That's just such a beautiful quote, and there's got to be a way that I can fit that in here somewhere. That's one of my favorite things about this kit. We do definitely need to get something going throughout this area here. I'm not sure that the black flower fits, but I do think that this is a good thing to have here. And I think I'm going to pause the video right here and I'm going to think a little bit more so you don't have to listen to me thinking, and then I will be back. Back again, and I did quite a few little moving arounds and playing arounds. So I'll turn on, I just turned off the layers, but I'll turn on what I did. First of all, I put a clipboard in there. And then I put a quote card. Of course, I had to have that quote in there. The more I study science, the more I believe in God. And then let's move up here and see what else I did. I added these cute little flares. I'm turning them all on and used them like buttons to hold down right here. You see those right here? And down here at the bottom, we did those. So this is what I did while I was gone. I made her smaller. I took away the magnifying glass, and I took away the ribbon because, in all honesty, the ribbon actually did look kind of funny because everything else is fun and sciencey, and then the little ribbon just really didn't fit. So right now, I'm feeling like there needs to be more on it, and I need to explain what is going on in it. So that's going to be a little bit of a difficult challenge because there isn't a whole lot of place to do journaling. So there's a clipping mask here. So what I was thinking of doing was pulling that clipping mask in the corner down here, getting one of the plain papers, go back a little bit, get one of the plainer papers, and see if I can't make a little bit of a journaling card place for it. Okay, so I've got the clipping mask there. Make it a little smaller. Then I need to take it down and have it be behind everything. And here's a nice little place now that I can talk about what this page is talking about, and I don't like it. No sir, I don't like it. But I do like that. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to drag this down here because I do like that. A little bit of fun color behind them. Looks like I messed up a little bit on the mask here, so I'm going to have to delete that. You can play around and do a lot of stuff. I'm going to see what I can do with journaling without actually doing much. Definitely it's going to have to be black, I'm thinking. This was an experiment. I got my X. Experiment. Absolutely cannot read it. So let's get a really bold one. And let's see how that works. I could read that. So let's see. This was an experiment trying to decide which media made a better window. She used wax paper, a brown paper bag, and a regular piece of notebook paper. Who won? You just have to do the experiment with your kids and find out for yourselves. And one thing that also makes things more readable is if you go into the character and see it says auto right here. I'm at a 12 point. Typically it'll do the same point, but watch what I do if I choose 14 and made it smaller, which means they're using bigger. 16, see how it opened it up? a little bit more a little bit more breathing room, it can also make things easier to read. Another thing that you can do, I don't know how this is going to look, but we can try it and see, is you just take the one area that you like, get on your background paper, and then you play with the opacity a little bit, and you pull down. That didn't work. I don't remember how I used to do that. Again, I'm going to have to figure that one out. Now let's try white. Is white easier to read? I think maybe it is. I think white does make it easier to read. And then also what we could do is we can find different fonts. Now what I love about this is it really does show you what the font's going to look like if you use it. Also, if you make the font bigger and fit more in the space, which I think that is important to do. And now tell me, white, black. I think the black works better there. So there we have it. We have our experiment. You guys crazy long enough for this. The final thing that I did was I went into the layers and I added an outer glow to the writing so that you could read it easier. That's just one thing that I am crazy about is legibility. What's the use in having journaling if you can't read it? So that's what I did. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put, instead of making an alpha of my title, I'm going to use this little one right here, science. Or as Phil and I would say, science. Move this over here. Science. Okay, science. I'm going to make it hit the spot right here. It's going to go on top of everybody. So move you to the top. And then I'm going to have a nice little drop shadow on it. I'm going to go for the 45s. Not negatives, but positives. And this is a large element. Now draw it here. Over here. I think it's more legible over here. So we'll pull it over there. And I think we're done. Guess what we hit? Save. Make sure to hit save. I haven't been talking about it, but make sure to hit save. So I think that's it. This one was like pulling teeth. I hope it wasn't pulling teeth for you too. But it just goes to show you that sometimes things just work and sometimes you have to work for them. And this particular layout, I think I had to work for them. It's busy for me, but I think it works and I like it. And I hope that you like it too. And I hope that I did justice to the kit for you, Boomer Girl Designs. And I might still play with it, who knows. But for right now, I'm calling it quits. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again on my next episode. Thanks. Bye.